Hello Libra, this is your 2016. I would say you have a very good year in store, especially as we get into September, October. You know, you're kind of warming up on your best personal renaissance in 12 years. So stay tuned as we go through the beginning of the year. Now, every month has a slide like this where I depict what I think the flavor of the month is. Then I will go into what does it mean to you, Libra in particular. So for everybody, January, there are going to be omens about who has real power. You want to look for those. There is more revolution and upgrade jitters. So my advice is be cool, manage your brand and duties. Mercury's retrograde, January 5th through 25th. Mercury retrograde means extra care in communications and transportation. So I'm going to be highlighting some of the new moons and full moons. And this new moon is an opportunity for you to gain more insight into potential power and wealth within your family, property and management, to analyze whatever trade secrets you have regarding management, and to transform so that you can have more happiness. Okay, and the new moon is always a new start. In this case, I write here, life changes for the better. Might be a little irritating at first, but gets really interesting when we consider that this is forming a square to Uranus. Now, Uranus is now visiting your 7th house and has been for about 3 years or 4 years, and you are in accumulating all kinds of interesting people as partners, really futuristic or innovative social life. Your public persona may be in reinvention mode, and so not a dull moment in terms of other people in your life. Okay, so that's highlighted in somehow incorporating that with your family plans. Okay, now we move on to February. This month is a sleeper. It wakes up at the end, though, even at that point it still seems dreamy. So my advice is pay attention to subtle clues and train your ESP. Avoid toxins and shun illusions. And so the big highlight here is the full moon. Full moon will bring a lot of energy into your spirituality, and there's a lot of teamwork in terms of, and teamwork may be depicted in your dreams, because dreams are a kind of bubbling up of spirituality. You may have to cope with a nemesis, that is people or situations you don't like, and there may be extra drama connected to that. Full moon is also revelations. So you have a very complex situation in terms of your duty, job, accounting, and health, and the sense that there's glamour and sensitivity in this kind of situation. And the sensitivity in terms of the health might represent that you are sensitive to certain things, and the most common allergens, of course, are dairy, wheat, and sugar, and or mold. And you might want to think about cutting those out of your diet. In March, we have a series of eclipses. So we're all going to see global opinion shifts, especially regarding topics of religion, patronage, and healing. My advice, be ready for anything. Keep the faith, but use science and worst-case analysis. So the first new moon is it's a solar eclipse, and this is, again, the areas of duties, health, and jobs, so that you're trying to set some positive new trends here, and also revise what might be called karmic links, that is people from the past that you're working with, monitoring the situations, analyzing for profits or debt, and good thing to do anyway. The full moon phase will put you in the spotlight, so that your identity, body, personality, appearance is very much in the spotlight. You don't want to let yourself become a target, though, because especially female are very sensitive to lunar eclipse, so you want to protect yourself, and also you don't want to be too challenging, because you might be the embodiment of the lunar eclipse, and lunar eclipses are known to challenge standards of family or community, so you don't want to be too controversial. So it's a kind of a tightrope here. April 2016, wild and futuristic month. Use charismatic but humane elements. This quest that comes to you in April, should you decide to accept it, is helped by a study of science and yet more SIG, that is special interest group networking. So the big thing in April is this new moon in the area of your 7th house, so you can meet some exciting new people who have, footsteps or pathway into the future. They're innovative and charismatic, and the projects here can use genius, hipness, and innovation, especially in terms of your social life and your public persona. This is complicated somewhat by some things going on in your home and family, where you're trying to, emphasize the power and wealth and maybe some of the trade secrets you have in management, but there may be some transformations going on in your family. And there's shedding what called obsession compulsion, and so you can really have a firm basis for happiness. So that complicates some of your social life in that you've got some homework or some things to do regarding home and family. Okay, May is a time when heroic missions beckon. Muscle courage and street smarts are prerequisites. Strong allies can reinforce each other via affection, it's a good thing, and pool resources for great success. Mercury's retrograde April 28th through May 22nd, so use extra care and allow more time in communications and transportation. Okay, so the big thing in May is that the full moon is conjunct Mars, so this might propel you into an adventure, either something educational, something religious, or something philosophical. There's a great sense of wonder here, and maybe resulting in some global attunement. So that could be really exciting. June 2016 is a rewarding but challenging month with tricky and tempting components. This is a contest between superpowers. My advice is use strategy, not emotion. Management and adaptive modes say revise, revise, revise. That's what we're all going to be doing. Okay, so the new moon, and again, emphasizing education, religion, travel, global awareness, and at the same time, there's a great amount of seriousness in terms of meetings, responsibilities, and your career advancement could have a lot to do with your media skill set. Okay, those two things would be fairly easy, but what we have here is that there's an awakening spirituality, you might say, and that you're getting dreams, and they say that you dream 6 to 9 months ahead of what's coming to you, and then you also have some complicated things that require extreme sensitivity and empathy and complex workings and doings in your duties, job, accounting, and health. So all these things converging at that new moon, June 2nd through 6th, just huge stuff. Okay, so July is regrouping on issues, calling for a timeout, take stock and see who's on your team. All right, so here again we have a new moon, just very, very important. This new moon emphasizes your life purpose, ambitions and goals, your reputation, and that is going to either be helped or hindered by certain things going on in your family and management. So that's the thing, you really want to have almost supernatural powers here, spies or whatever at work to see what's working and what isn't in terms of management, and of course helping family members whenever you can, but also that your basis for happiness or your lifestyle should in some way support advancement in your career during this new moon. Okay, August, the first 3 quarters of it is really fun, so you want to play that up. It's summer vacation, but then back to school time is going to hold many dear lessons, so build strength and be ready during that month of August. So here, the 3rd week of August, we have a Mars-Saturn conjunction in your 3rd house. Really important meetings that require pioneer spirit, muscle, courage, and also dignity, expertise, organization. So great, but also it's a little heavy-handed, could be overloaded, and that's enough of serious stuff, but this is forming a challenge relationship to Neptune in your 6th house, so you have to be walking on eggshells and be really get feedback from people and not push them too much, and also your health, would be something that you really want to be an expert on chemistry, and make sure you're getting plenty of sleep and all that, drinking pure water. All these things can help, but watch out for those allergens or toxins within your 6th house, Neptune in your 6th house, that is. Okay, so also during this time, this is before your birthday, so it's always a time of spirituality and dreams, perhaps coping with a nemesis being someone or something that you really dislike, and of course that's the great character building challenge. September is a time when assignments will take you on a rocky road, but positive outcomes are likely, changes in the wind. The last week is very lucky, but the first 3 quarters, ongoing management and trend monitoring, carry over from August. Mercury's retrograde, August 30th through September 22nd, so extra care in communications, transportation. So the new moon phase is a solar eclipse. Here again, 12th house, spirituality, dreams, prophecy, dealing with the nemesis. This is what you're doing, and dreams can be so useful, but also psychic flashes, and even monitoring yourself, how well are you dealing with difficult situations. This can have a very positive outcome. Okay, so ongoing from November 2015 has been Saturn in your 3rd house, serious meetings, and we've been talking about Neptune activating sensitivity, but also glamour in your 6th house of duties. So it's a tricky combination, and my way of envisioning this is that it's Gothic type of soul searching, or even like Old Testament prophets, having to be either a saint or a stoic. Other people might be uncomfortable if you can't be a saint or a stoic. It might be kind of rough, but so try to be brave and muscle through this. Okay, so the full moon, which is a lunar eclipse, will again emphasize partnerships, social life, and public persona. Okay, October 2016, starting off with a bang. It's truly a rocket ride into the future, very fun socially. Get out and be generous and learn new skills. So in this case, the new moon is in your 1st house. You've probably already had your birthday, or you will soon, and this will emphasize a personal makeover time. And what's really great is this, coupled with Jupiter, is that you're kind of launching off a 12-month trend of personal renaissance. So this can be very, very positive. You're going to feel it more after your birthday than before. Okay, also the full moon emphasizing, again, partnerships, teamwork, extra drama, and particularly futurism, innovation, reinvention, eccentricity, and charisma that's involved with your social life. November is mostly neutral, but with surprise options. It's good for catch-up. A lucky new moon at the end of November is going to prep December's marathon. So we had really 2 new moons, one good one after another, one in October and one in November. So here in November, Pluto in your 4th house is this ongoing saga of power and wealth in the family, and also trade secrets, which means people might be keeping secrets from each other. But that's okay, that happens in families. Meanwhile, you're the jovial, happy person here. You're trying to lead everybody, and you want benevolent. If people have to have confrontations, you want to make light of it, make it a joke, make it fun. Maybe people just need to be involved with sports or card games, just to interact in a positive way. So the new moon here at the end of November is really positive, because it's in your 3rd house of meetings, visits, and media skill sets, so you can make some progress in these areas. But since you are in this thing of personal optimism, and then you also are encountering new positive feedback from your talent during this new moon. So this is just a dynamite combination, and really could be very progressive. So in November, it's an action-packed marathon, squeezing out extra work from all of us as the end of the year dictates completions ASAP. And that's moving into the visionary new moon at the end of December 2016. We'll set up some of the New Year's trends for 2017. Mercury's retrograde December 19th through January 8th. Okay, so in this case, there's some positive things going on with this. You're developing your expertise in terms of meetings and visits, and this is going to work really nicely with your partnerships and your social life. And there's a nice full moon here, and the full moon maybe gives you an opportunity for travel, or for an educational experience, or for something religious. So this is a really wonderful combination here on this full moon beginning of December. And also as Jupiter continues in 2007 through your 1st house, and you end up kind of reviving some of your positive partnerships. Their windfalls are possible. Partnerships are renewed hope. I mean, this is just outstanding, setting the tone for 2017. Okay, so the last thing we're looking at here is a new moon in your 4th house, family, property, management, securing a better basis for happiness, and that's good in itself. And then you have the added thing where there's new impetus to get the job done, to increase your health and your proficiency. And I have here mystical forging, paradise building, call for wisdom, incentives, and leadership. So that could work out great. And but it is just pay attention to all these elements. Anyway, wishing you a great year. I think you're cruising into a personal renaissance starting in September. Continue through 2017. I'm excited about that, and wishing you the best. Thank you very much for watching.
Bu akşam seminerimizi canlı olarak mobil uygulamamız üzerinden yapıyoruz.